Now we're going to dive into nonverbal communication because not everything that you communicate is something that you say out loud. Am I boring you?
I didn't say anything.
Some of what we communicate is intentional, like Scott was just being, but some of it is not. We communicate things that we don't even realize we're communicating. And about 2/3 of what people, well, you hear different statistics, 2/3 at least, if not 93, 97%, is communicated nonverbally. So that means tone and the gestures, the facial expressions, the eye contact you're giving or not giving are all a part of communicating a message to your spouse.
Yeah, what's interesting is to think about the words themselves are the only actual verbals that you say.
Yep.
Everything else is considered a nonverbal. So how I say it, the intonation, whether it's I love you or I love you. The I love you is those words are the only actual verbal pieces. Everything else is nonverbal.
Where do you want to go to eat?
I don't care.
Wherever you want to go. There's so much meaning under all of these things. Now, Birdwhistle, who pioneered some of this study of facial expressions, says that there are up to 250,000 facial expressions. So there are all these little micro expressions that we're identifying meaning with. And so if your spouse says, what does that look mean? You really have to acknowledge that there is something to that. They are reading and interpreting things about you, and that's just how we communicate it.
And one of the things that we've found with couples, and we always actually can really judge where a couple is when they first come in our office, is by the physical touch. If a couple comes in, their arms are around each other, we say, okay, we have a good idea of where they are. Others will come in and they're just repelled, like a magnetic force is forcing them apart from each other. And that physical touch really does matter. And we find this, if we're trying to make up and I reach out for Abigail's hand and she pulls it away, that tells me without using any words that she's not in a good place. And so, physical touch is key, but also eye contact. And so, guys, I'm going to talk to you. Guys oftentimes will do what we call side-by-side communication, where we're just talking and we're not really looking at each other. We can be watching a football game or watching a movie, and we're fine with that. But that doesn't show as much intentionality as actually looking and grabbing eye contact with a person. And so making eye contact is really important, and it's a very key nonverbal, which might mean turning off the TV. I know. You can do it. You can do it. Break that sin cycle. No, but you can. And make sure you're connecting with the person with their eyes.
Well, in a way, smartphones and tablets and so forth have really ruined this for us because we're so caught up looking at something else that we forget to really look at each other. And that communicates something. It communicates you're not as important as what I'm doing on this device. You may or may not intend to communicate that, but you can. Also, clothing and your the mannerisms that you use and the way you're sitting, the way you're standing, you want to be very open. So you might have learned some of this in college or even in your business. And so applying that to your relationship can be really powerful. We're excited about how you're going to show this openness toward each other and positive as each other is talking.
So really spend some time looking at each other and really kind of try to understand what your spouse, again, loving your neighbor as yourself, understanding what are they doing and why are they doing what they're doing. And then challenge for the spouse to do the same for you.